Ladies and gentlemen, the Europa League is back. Woo! Here's another live edition of the Highbury Squad. Get in! Okay, so I'm giggling for a reason, everyone, because I would just like to announce before I introduce my squad here that Super Kev just proved even before we came on that he could play any position. Because when he came on, he had a horizontal view, a vertical view, almost a diagonal view. And PG and I were like, wow, dude, it's true. You could play any position up front. I'm not sure how we got him vertical again.
No mic. Now we can't hear him.
Oh, no. KC, we can't hear you now.
Hear you.
Back out again. Do an Arteta sub. Get out and come back in.
I know you can hear us, but we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
And I can lip read.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake. Yes, Amanda is great. I agree with you.
The
Hello,
good
everyone.
news is, everyone, is that PG's back tonight. Woo! And I had to log off early to come on here. Did we win? No, we never. They didn't equalize.
I had to log off. I had to come upstairs as well because I couldn't be late. I get told off. I think we won. Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. So let's start with Mr. Kojabo Berlin, who I don't know if I've ever seen a comment from him before. And welcome to the Highbury Squad. Yes, the most important thing today was 3 points. But there's going to be another elephant in the room that we're going to have to discuss because you weren't on the Ozil show last night, PG. And I'm going to wait because I've got my bro coming back in. Let's see if we can hear him.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. See, listen, I tell you what I was doing. This is the Thomas. It's called the Thomas Partey. You gotta be able to do everything. You see him tonight. He can do everything. So he could come in, come out, go left, go right, go forward, go back. He can do it all.
Oh, missed you too. That's so sweet.
All right, Paramod and the other guys.
Why are you looking? Why have you got your hat on like a teenager? I mean, you are older than me.
Because when I sorry. What did you just say? No, I've got it this way because if I turn it round, it's too dark. See?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I could take it off, but I want to.
I was going to say, are you having a bad hair day?
I'm young at heart.
Are you having a bad hair day? Is that why you were in a cap?
I'm pretending I'm in high school.
21.
Look. Yeah, we're doing our high school years, aren't we, Casey? Look.
Yeah, I feel 21, baby. I feel 21. Woo!
High School Musical. I tell you must be having a bad hair day to wear it like that.
Oh, me or SD?
Are you? No. She's always having a bad hair day. That's why we have hats on every day.
Listen, that's why we got hats on every day. So thank you, everyone. Here we go, everyone. The whole crowd's back. Some regulars. Tracy, who is in Australia. And
yay, Trace. And
go
she's
on,
up.
Trace. She's
Good
up.
Good morning, Tracy.
And James, always with his great comments, and obviously, and Farid as well. Let's get to the long. Okay, hold on one second. So PG, let's compartmentalize this, and also a lot of people happy you're back too. Amazing.
Oh, that's nice.
This is a bit harsh, isn't it?
No, I think it's true, Andrew. I tweeted about this. What was he doing?
Okay, so let's get these in too, because we never ask for likes and stuff like that. All right, kids, let's start at the beginning. All right. Now, first Europa League group game. Let's be honest. First half was rancid.
Bored.
Where can I start? Should I just start with the game and the performance, or I start with Ozil's prediction tweet?
Oh, we have to start with
that at the end? Let's do that at the end. We'll do that at the end. Okay. All right, Amanda. First half was rancid. Second half was a little bit better, but only because of the subs. Let's do a little bit of an overview. Like, do a hybrid overview. And oh my God, she disappeared.
No,
Ozil just got rid of her.
I wished it, and she went away. See, Thomas Partey can do it all.
I don't know why. Right, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay. Team selection, sensible, I thought, in terms of league versus Europe and what's coming this weekend. Amanda, should we skip the first half? No, just do it all. Do a little 2-minute.
Well, you see, the thing is, it is a game of two halves. That's all I can say. I was so bored and dire. It was just naff. I don't remember a shot. I don't remember much coming together for us. I was quite bored.
Wait, say hello to Robin real quick. He's a new subscriber.
Yeah. Hey, Robin.
Nice one, Robin. Thanks for coming. Robin. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining. And remember to, you have subscribed. That's good.
Yes. Right, keep going.
Yeah. I don't think there's much to chat about, to be honest. I thought the ref was a lunatic with his yellow cards.
Should we just end the show now?
Yeah, just end it. Let's just go to the second half. I thought the ref was really ridiculous, and I really didn't feel some of those were yellow cards. But there's not much to talk about. I mean, it was a dire first half, and then second half. Let's just chat about that.
All right. So the first half was rancid. They definitely, and Tracy, thank you so much, sweetheart, for getting up for us. It was rancid. It wasn't great. And I'm tired of this whole, at some point you want the team to evolve. You want them to progress. And I understand we've got to manage the domestic game versus the European game. But Super Kev, that first half, if you're an Arsenal fan and you're looking at Arteta as a manager, and I love Arteta, we talked about this with the Ozil situation the other night. I mean, there was nothing.
No, look, at the end of the day, you're away from home in Europe and you're playing against a team who are going to fancy their chances at home. And you know what else? What nobody's mentioned yet? There were fans in the stadium. There were some fans, which is brilliant, which is fantastic.
That was nice.
So you've got them to contend with, and the referee was a bit card happy. And it took us a little bit of time to find our feet, I think. That's why I think we were a little bit rancid.
Yep.
We didn't really do much attacking wise, but what we did need and we did see was Gabriel at the back is key, and Thomas Partey in the midfield is going to be the key guys. They are key guys for us. Even in the first half, you could see that. But we weren't good in the first half. Listen. At the end of the day, Leno.
Oh,
look. People are going to make the comparison. They always are, because everybody was high on Emmy staying at the football club. But listen, we got there in the end, and Leno's our number one. But first half, it wasn't the best.
Amanda, it really wasn't the best, but credit to, and Mr. Kelvin Lewis in chat there is making his point about how at least Arteta made adjustments, you guys, and it really was the changing of the game. So we held out against the home team. There was nothing going in the first half, but in the second half, he did make those adjustments earlier, and that really did change the game. And especially with a player you and I, Amanda, have kind of been very vocal about in Hector Bellerin, and he was an example of a player who maybe when benched fights back and chose to prove that he's better than what we think he is.
Yeah, I mean, look, he made his lovely pass to yes, that's my dad in chat. And hello, Paul Loveday, and you're welcome. I hope you're well. Lovely pass from El Neni to Bellerin, and Bellerin to Aubameyang, and that's what we love about Bellerin. He has got brains in him. I don't think he's played well lately, and I'm able to say that, as I'm able to say that I don't believe that Arteta's right all the time. I support him. I'm a massive supporter of him, but I am entitled to criticise the manager as I am any other player. If it was a choice between Leno and Martinez, yes, of course we had to keep Leno. And I don't compare him to Martinez. You can't keep doing that. But tonight, he's had a fucking nightmare. I don't know what he's doing. He reminded me, excuse me, sorry, my dad might be watching.
Oh, he is.
Oh, he is. He'll be watching him.
You're going to get some licks.
No, you know what it is?
Lick your backside.
It won't be him. It won't be him. It'll be my mother. Hopefully, she can't hear any of this.
Yeah, mum. Yeah, mum.
51 years of age, and I'm still scared of my mum for swearing. Anyway, so what was I saying? Leno, yes. He reminded me of a lunatic Bruce Grobbelaar, if anyone remembers who he is, because he just does my nerves in. And I do not like playing out from the back for this reason. I'm sorry, I never will like it. I don't care what anyone says. I don't. And I'm not a good, when he gets the ball, Leno, my heart goes. And tonight, it had to happen. Yeah, it had to happen, didn't it? That he was just going to give it to one of them. But to be fair, I would have chosen Leno over Martinez, and I love Martinez, but I think the comparison's a bit silly. You can't do that. You can't. Yeah. Leno is...
We can't carry on doing that. You're right.
We can't. And we can't. There's lots of things we can't do, like talk about Ozil, but I'm sure we're going to. The fact that we were 1-0 down and we won 2-1 says a lot. You know, we haven't got our fans in the stadium. Ian Stone tweeted about the fans, and I said, I think it's a little bit unfair. It is lovely to see, but it is unfair that it was like none of us. And I actually now think, oh, bye, Dad. Thanks for 5 minutes. Oh, he's going to watch TV with my mum.
No, he's going to tell Mum now. He's going to tell Mama.
He's going to tell Mama that
you're in trouble at lunch tomorrow, girl.
Right, sorry. I always lose my, I'm
going to stop firing the questions because there's a lot of questions coming in as well. So I'm going to hold on those as much as I can, but go on.
I just feel, look, it was a dire first half. We need to write it off, but we won 2-1. And I think that that's really important. I tell you what's really important, and I don't care how he scored it, and I could have scored it, Aubameyang's goal. That was so important. Just a little tap in. Anyone could have scored that.
Old school traditional goal. Boom.
But you know what? He and us needed that from him.
Yeah.
And now we move on. He scored. Because since the contract, we haven't seen anything.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Let me get some questions to you and KC, because this is a post-game show and I want the fans to have their say versus us asking each other questions. So let's go with this one first, because all of us were desperate for the debut. When we mean debut, we mean more than 10 minutes. Tashi is asking this to you, Super Kev, and then PG, you can chime in. What did you think of Partey? To me, it was Gabriel and Partey. They're my wingmen when I go to the bar on a Saturday night.
Powerful, strong, doesn't give the ball away, comfortable taking it with people around him. He could play simple. He can play the difficult pass. He's a Rolls Royce in there. He looks effortless. He looks as though he's been in that midfield for years, and it's only his first 90 minutes, first game, proper game. So, listen, I'm optimistic. For me, I thought El Neni complimented him quite well in there today. I've got to say that.
He did.
Although we didn't quite get it together in the first half,
I think
they got better as the game wore on. As Aubameyang came on, and as Bellerin came on, and as the adjustments came through, I thought they controlled the midfield a lot better. So I think it was I'd give Partey 7.5 out of 10 for that, because I know he's got a lot more in the locker. Okay,
so what about Jose's question, PG? Start with you. Can we agree the squad underestimated and didn't give Vienna a chance from the start and almost were made to pay the price? Sometimes in these European games, especially in Europa League, when you're traveling to, some teams that you can underestimate, but in football history, they've been there and thereabouts. Did we underestimate them and not show them too much respect? Was this one of those where we showed up where we expected to win?
No, I don't think so. I just think that we're all finding our feet at the moment. And I thought he picked a team that I wasn't unhappy with. But when Kev was talking about El Neni, first half he wasn't around. But that boy, and I just want to talk about Partey, that boy Partey, he just oozes class. And I loved that at halftime, I can't remember who said it, but there was a touch of Vieira. And the minute I heard that, that's what we all think anyway, don't we? I feel that he is... And I agree with Martin Keown that we did get him cheap. It's just not an expensive buy, is it? You'd expect 80 million for someone like him.
KC said that on the show with Smudger, that we got him cheap.
Yeah,
Got the balaclavas on. We got the balaclavas on and went and stole him.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
Well, you know, so I feel that he is going to live up to our expectations. He's not going to be one of these. I mean, you think about it, and you know, Kev and I really, really love Pepe, and I, you know, just give him time. Pepe was 70 odd million. And Partey's 40 odd million. I mean, when you compare it, he's going to walk into that team and he's going to run the team. He just, as my dad texts me, he oozes class. And I love the fact that we've got a man.
Sorry.
I know, that's James to you.
All true. PG, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Finish your thought. Babe.
No, I was just saying that it's a steal. He oozes class. And I will say again why he only played 10 minutes, because the system Arteta wanted, he wasn't around for Partey until the last day. You cannot change a system. I don't agree with 10 minutes like you. Either bring him on for 20 or don't bring him on. But I'm just like, I'm very excited about the future midfield. Now I'm concerned about who we do play up front. Who's going to work best with him? I mean, El Neni was pants in the first half and really good in the second half. So I don't know. There's going to be a lot of rotation coming on.
It's a little bit like a new relationship, isn't it? Where they're a great kisser, but what about everything else? I mean, they're a phenomenal kisser, but are they going to be compatible? Are they going to be caring? Are they going to
be good in?
Are they going to be, you know, so...
Are they going to be good in the sack? That's what you got to test it out. Come on. And I think Xhaka might be the one.
I do too. Okay, so we'll move to the sack and we'll go to this question for the both of you. Would you rather win Europa or get to top 4? So this goes in part and parcel. Maybe that's a question for the end of the show. But
can I just say something that you're forgetting? If you win Europa, you go in the Champions League. So why do we care if we get top 4? You don't win a trophy for top 4.
This is true.
So win the Europa, go in the Champions League.
100%.
No.
PG, 100%.
Yes.
We win the trophy. 100%.
Absolutely.
Now, I know why we never sent you on loan. Now I know why.
Oh, right, yeah. You still want to send me on loan. Honestly.
Okay, so here's the scoop.
I said, I know why we never quite got it done.
Okay, it looks like Kev's dancing because he's freezing.
I know. Okay, so thank you, Darren. Welcome. And I love your song, by the way. Good job on your song. That's awesome stuff. Job. Very, very lovely, folky kind of song. And we all enjoyed it. Tashi sending big ups to PG's dad. But let's get to the crux of this. We had to make substitutions to win this game. Does that worry you guys? I'm going to start with you, KC. Isn't that just part of football? Doesn't every team do that when it comes to European games?
No, listen, Mikel Arteta picks the team he believes can go out there and win the game. But you remember, you're playing against opposition, professional opposition. And the opposition seemed to me, they schemed, they looked at what Arsenal do, and they schemed a way how to nullify Arsenal, especially in the first half. And they done very well. It didn't help that Leno was a little bit nervous when the ball was coming back to him.
Yeah.
Remember when I said to you guys, is that Emmy love getting to Leno? Don't you think that it has a little bit? I mean...
No, I don't think so, because we've seen Leno do better than that tonight, didn't we? We've seen him play better than that with the ball at his feet. But, you know, tonight he just seemed nervous for some reason. Obviously, the first incident happened, and then it went kind of worse from there. The one what went back and he kicked it against David Luiz, you know, that could have easily ended up in the back of our net, etc. So it was just a nervy night for Leno. He's number one, but it was a nervy night. He wasn't great. But, you know, listen, Mikel Arteta has to adjust. And, you know, Princess Guna's dad is right. Mikel Arteta adjusted. He made the necessary substitutions in key positions, and then we took over the game. Obviously, there's more threats on the pitch, and when you have more threats, that puts them on the back foot. And by the way, when's the last time you seen El Neni play a pass like that?
No, it was definitely a great.
I'm going to apologise unless it's my. Is it my lit?
Did someone phone in? Someone was phoning in. That's okay. We don't have to worry about it. We're this is live, so we're getting calls in and DMs and everything. Don't worry about it, boo. Keep going.
Yeah. It's Mama Princess Guna.
Yeah, your mum's actually trying to tell you off because your dad did and it didn't work. So now your mum's calling in.
Look at that face. Look.
Look how confused she is.
Look at that face. Oh. Hey.
I don't know what's happening, but you keep freezing.
No, it's your end, darling.
Oh, it's your end.
Oh.
Okay, here's the scoop because Kojabo Berlin,
was it my thing that froze? Because you two froze, so I don't know what was going on.
Yes, your end.
I think your dad made it freeze. Okay, so Elneny, with the reputation of the passing we remember from Ozil versus Leicester in that season, we're used to his back and sideways passing, even Bellerin and Ober at the receiving end again. I understand that whole. Listen, I think Elneny provides a discipline that is comparable to what Arteta experienced at City with Fernandinho and some of the other midfielders. Would you agree with that, Casey? That there's a tidiness to Elneny and a discipline that he has in his role that Arteta likes, and we just have to get used to that.
Yeah, no, I think Elneny's a decent player. I'm not saying when you pick your best team against the big teams that Elneny's going to play, but I think he's a very good complementary piece in the squad who can play in these Europa League games and can do a bit. And let's be honest, he picked a nice pass out for Bellerin there, and we got the winning goal. So, you know, he does have his purposes, but I wouldn't, when it comes to the top teams, I don't see him playing as much.
Right. Clearly, PG's having some.
There you go, Partey again. Ping.
Clearly, PG's having a couple internet issues there. Super Kev. I was going back and forth with some friends of the show, You On My Arsenal and the Gooners podcast, because they started complaining about the referee. And then I mentioned to them, look, we can't keep making excuses for the referee. The first half was really poor. The referee definitely did not have a stellar first half, did he? I mean, but we're not going to get stuck on that, are we? Here's the key. What's the most important thing here? The important thing is 3 points, first game in a Europa League match. But I'm going to have to address the elephant in the room. And our post-game shows, we don't want to go on for an hour and a half. We just want them to be succinct and get our points across. Game-wise, what else do you want to highlight before we get to it? Oh, let's get this girl back in.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what happened.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
She's back.
So PG, I was just talking about how the first half everyone was talking about the referee and we were making excuses. We didn't perform very well. And I am going to get to the elephant in the room with a player's post and stuff like that. But before we do that, I was saying to Casey, what did you see in this performance? Or was there anything here that's glaring that we need to know that we don't know already about Arteta and how he's going to manage this Arsenal team going forward?
What do you mean by that? Because you keep cutting out. Come.
Look, Casey will answer and then you get the gist of it.
I'll answer it. I'll explain it. For me, I think we're still seeing Arteta learning on the job. I think it's really important that we understand he is learning on the job. He's done a fantastic job up to now, but he will make mistakes. We've got to hold our hand up. Listen, even as an experienced manager, you make mistakes. He will make mistakes, but the key is the adjustment. Can he adjust? And he's showing that he can adjust. Listen, this potentially, last season, we could have lost that game or even just got a point. But he adjusted enough and we won the game. We'll take the 3 points. If somebody said you get 3 points in your first, you won't play well, but you get 3 points, we'd have taken it. Arsenal ain't playing well yet. And you know what? If we're winning games and we're not playing well, I'll take that right now. There will come a time where we're going to need to start playing well. And it might not be quite yet, but come 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games, that's when we really need to be playing well.
Do you guys agree that Saka tried too hard today? Amanda, do you think he tried too hard today?
Sorry,
or did he just try?
Who are you talking about?
Saka. Did he try
too hard? Talking about George Clooney.
Oh, lovely. No, he didn't have one of his best games.
That one, Kate.
Yeah, I heard George Clooney.
It's funny, isn't it? Hey, she has George Clooney.
My Wi-Fi is just going mental. I don't know what's going on. I never freeze here, so I don't know what's happening.
Where's your tech expert?
Oh, he won't come in, will he? He won't come on thing. He's already...
Oh, look, we
Vinny's
froze
trying to
her.
help.
Come on,
Right,
come
anyway,
on.
moving on. Saka didn't have one of his best games, did he? But I agree with Darren. No, I don't know if he was man of the match, but Louise was just that header. Oh, was just lovely. Was just brilliant. And the cross from Pepe, so the free kick from Pepe, loved it. I just think, look, if you're going to talk about Arteta, every game, you know, we're going to try and be on every post game, and we're going to be constantly talking about whether Arteta's chosen the right team, whether he's he made the right subs, whether he understands, whatever. But am I still frozen? No.
No, you go.
No.
You're right.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
We should sing the
Princess
song
is
though
frozen.
from the musical.
No, no one wants to hear me sing. You should know that. I do have the worst voice. But as Kev says, which for some reason I'm agreeing with Kevin most of tonight, is that he is learning on the job. And it's going to take time, and we need to be letting him get on with it. I do feel that he made the right subs tonight, obviously. And, you know, people need to understand that he wants to win just as much as we do. This is his world now.
Exactly.
He's going to become, like, remember Arsene Wenger at the beginning when he said he just doesn't do anything but eat, sleep, football, breathes it the lot. And I think Arteta is like that. It's very hard for him to come in, hi Mike, to come in during these times, during these players, and dealing with this Ozil.
She's frozen
situation
again.
In a way
She's
where
frozen again. PG
no, I
has
haven't, have I?
frozen again.
Princess Guna, she's frozen again. No, you're right now.
Am I frozen? Oh, stop it. I keep hearing you
You
singing.
did for a minute.
No, you're right now. You're right now. You're right now.
I feel like Arsenal have thrown Arteta to the walls with Ozil because he's had to come out and talk about it again. I think Edu should be discussing this. And I think for some reason, Ozil has been tweeting about 24 times tonight that it is all about attention seeking. I'm a big Ozil fan. Well, I was
I love it now. The frozen songs are coming through now. Casey, let it go. Let it go.
Can you hear me though? Can you hear me or not?
Yeah.
You can, okay.
We can.
Is that I feel that if he wanted to play football, he would have left. So I really don't understand what is going on. If the man wants to play football, get the contract signed and go.
Okay.
Get the contract paid up and go. And also, Kev sent us a thing today on Simon Jordan. I agree with him when he says, why aren't Arsenal paying up his contract?
They tried to do that. Let's get to that. Okay, so hold on one second because you're going into the waters that I wanted to. Let's be honest about the game against Rapid Vienna. It's the first in the Europa League group stages. We were away from home. We're just getting back after an international break. Arteta is still discovering things. I do think our football was rancid in the first half. It got better in the second half because why? We have quality players who can come off the bench in a Europa League game and change it. And that's exactly what happened. Okay, so not only did the manager get it maybe a little bit wrong, but then he corrected it to get it right. The players made adjustments and we won. 3 points in the bag. Let's go to the elephant in the room because I would love to put the kibosh on this because I would love that we never ever discuss this ever again on our podcast, but it might be that we have to. Mesut Ozil's tweet before the game, embarrassing. Mesut Ozil's tweet at halftime, super embarrassing. What professional player does that who's won the World Cup and trophies at the highest level and played for the best teams, troll the club that's paying him handsomely every single week when we know, as we discussed on our Ozil show yesterday, and I don't want to get into it, this is only to do with football. We are not talking politics here. We are not talking about what religion you believe in. We are not talking about what countries and people you stand for. We're talking about football and what we've seen from Mesut Ozil as a footballer over the last 2 to 3 seasons. What was he thinking? And I'm just going to let you both take it away. What was he thinking? Casey, come on. You would never do that.
Oh, I wouldn't. But Mesut Ozil is playing games. He's playing politics. He's obviously deeply hurt by being omitted. He's hurt his pride, and I could understand that. I don't agree with what he's done one bit. Let me just stick that on. I don't agree with it, but he must be hurt, because to keep coming back and dredging this stuff up, and it's the employer who pay you. You're right. He's hurt. He's hurting, and it's difficult for him to take. Remember, he's the one who turned down going to another club. He's the one who turned down the package that Arsenal would have offered him to leave the club. So he's only got himself to blame.
Why is he sending prediction? Why is he sending prediction emails at the beginning of the match, and then trying to insinuate, oh, come on, guys, when has he ever done that? When has he ever actually tweeted anything like that, Casey? That to me was just like, wow, are you serious? And fans who can't see through that, and we're talking again about football, it blows my mind that certain fans just can't see through it.
Well, I just think sometimes
certain fans are Ozil fans, aren't they? PG.
Yeah, I mean, I am an Ozil fan, but I'm not a fanboy, and I can see now the most cringiest thing I saw today was his happy birthday to Wenger. For a start, Wenger's not on social media. This is knowing Wenger happy birthday. I thought to myself, do you know what? It is like having a child that is throwing their toys out the pram and just going, look at me, I need attention. You don't love me anymore. And you know what? It is true. It's like having an ex that won't go away. It really is. It's like, I'm sorry. For some reason, we don't know. None of us know why. The reason, I don't care what anyone says, whether it's political, whether it's financial, whether it's football reasons, we don't know. Okay.
No, we do.
But we don't know
for any reason.
Yes, he's part of this.
No, we do know. We do know.
Yeah, we do
We're
know.
talking about PG. We do know.
Hold on a second. No, for facts, you don't know. Okay.
No, we do know.
We kind of do know some facts.
No. Think about it. No. Think about it. We do know.
Right. Well, I don't.
Mesut Ozil is done at Arsenal. Mesut Ozil got offered the chance to leave Arsenal. He chose not to.
Yeah.
He chose not to. That is it. He knew he had no future. He knew. Yeah. But he chose to stay.
I don't want to make this the Ozil show, because you've done that this week, and both of you have made your points very clear, and it was a very good show. But all I'm going to say is this: it's making us a laughing stock. I have non-Arsenal fans messaging me saying, "What the hell's going on?" Obviously, I don't know. I think the club need to do something. We cannot have this continuously till next May. It cannot be about Ozil. It has to be about Arsenal. And it's becoming.
Ozil's making it about Ozil. The club are moved on. They've said he's not in the squad.
Well, he doesn't feel. He doesn't.
Of course, he doesn't
feel like he's part of the club.
Machine.
Yes, of course. And we know what? It is really cringy. His tweets are cringy. I wouldn't even respond. And I know you have, and my other half have as well. But I just don't want to.
That's fine.
Yeah, I know.
I'm happy I got ripped.
But it's regardless of whether you get ripped or not.
Can I say as well?
This is becoming about Ozil again, and it shouldn't. It should be about Thomas Partey making his full debut for us, and the fact that we were 1-0 down and we were 1-2-1. I'm not interested in it. As much as as much as I love watching him, it's a shame. They don't want to pick him. There's reasons. We move on from it. But his social media, it is so cringeworthy.
PG, this is what I would say. Yeah, but PG, yes. This is what I would say. Now is the time where the dressing room have to come together.
Yeah.
Because he's in the dressing room.
Yeah.
And from Aubameyang,
the players
all those experienced Lacazette, all those experienced players.
Yep.
Yes. So,
but you don't. But you don't know
has to happen, because this is what would have happened in.
Sorry, you don't know.
I'm saying this is what should happen. I'm not saying it's gonna.
But you don't know if some of the players.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm saying this is what should happen.
But you don't know if some of the players actually feel sorry for him, actually want to play with him. You don't know. And that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be about Ozil. We should move on.
He's making it about us.
Yeah, so if you let me finish.
It's impossible not to talk about it. It's impossible.
So if you let me finish, it's the dressing room that will put a stop to it. Bottom line, it is the dressing room that will put a stop to it. Because
but maybe they all love him. Who knows? We don't know.
Sorry?
Maybe they all love him. Who knows?
No, they don't all love him. I could tell you that. They don't all love him. Because at the end of the day, Arsenal are the employer. Arsenal are the institution that they are all in. And listen, why is it about him when it should be about the 2-1 victory?
Look what he did today. Exactly.
Right, flown over, done the business, didn't play too well, but got the win. And now they've got to fly back and play Leicester. And people are talking about him. Now the dressing room have to step up. That's what I'm saying. And then, obviously, if that happens and he still does it, then he's on garden leave. Kick him out. Yeah. Tell him to go home.
And unfortunately, he's done what he does brilliantly.
Move on from Ozil, yeah?
No, all the time. No, but that's the thing. This is the story of the club this week. It doesn't matter that what happened against Manchester City in the league. It doesn't happen what happened against the Rapid Vienna. It doesn't matter how Mikel Arteta is trying to evolve and move Arsenal forward. It doesn't matter that Thomas Partey made his debut.
Yes, it does.
No, wait, Amanda, what I'm saying is, listen and look, and all those out there defending Ozil, look at how selfish this guy is and what he did. He didn't have to do that. He could have sent a private message to his teammates saying, bros, I'm rooting for you. I'm sorry it's ended this way. But he's got to go public, okay? And then at certain players, maybe his crew, I don't know, okay? But it's the same rhetoric from Ozil. And there have been lots of rumblings. And here's one thing I'm going to say out loud, because I did tweet him and said, this is now like you're trolling the club that you supposedly say that you love. It's embarrassing. Stop. Right? They're paying you 350 grand a week. I've worked for some of the biggest brands. We've all worked for great companies. At some point in our career, we've been told or said, you know what, we can't go on with this relationship anymore. As a professional, you take it on the chin and you move forward to show what you're worth and that the fact that you can get another great job again. He's played the victim. And for people to think that we're not going to address him or talk about him when he's trying to shame Arsenal and act like he's bigger than our club, no, not happening. Who said play for the badge on the shirt and they'll remember you for the name on the back? Who said that?
Tony Adams, Rodders.
Tony
the point is
Adams.
right.
No, that is the point. The point is no player is ever bigger than any club. Sir Alex Ferguson taught that to David Beckham. He taught that to Jaap Stam. Other managers, even Mourinho has done it at the detriment to Mourinho. But no player is ever bigger than the club. No employee is ever bigger than a corporation.
Can I just say something? But his tweets are not winding me up the way they're winding you up. So I was laughing at him. I was just watching the game. And like Carl kept saying to me, look at his halftime tweet. Look at that. I don't get wound up by him. I'm not interested. He's gone as far as I'm concerned. I want to talk about David Luiz's header or El Nene's pass, or I don't know why you're getting so wound up. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, but PG, wow. because you're not, that don't mean that other people aren't.
Of course not.
So you can't judge it just on what you think. There's a whole Arsenal global family who are bought in. They're invested in the club. They're invested in the club.
Anyway.
And that's just the way it is.
It doesn't affect me like it affects you. That's fine. There'll be people like me and there'll be people
I'm not
like
saying
you.
it does. I'm not saying it does.
It
What we're
doesn't.
saying is, no, but what we're saying is, listen, at the end of the day, whether it affects you or it doesn't, he is slandering Arsenal Football Club.
Yep. And
That's
I will
what he's
defend
doing.
Arsenal Football Club.
And I would defend Arsenal Football Club to the end.
Why is he slandering them? What? By just by
Because
being
he's hurt.
cringeworthy and wishing his
Because he's
teammates.
hurt.
Yes, but let him
Because
go on
he's
there and wish
hurt.
his teammates. I don't care what he does. I don't care
Yeah,
what
but that's you. But that's you. That's fair enough. That's you.
But you
I'm
care
not
about
wrong,
other
Brian.
things that you want to make comments on and be vocal about.
Like
right?
what? I wouldn't go tweeting a player on. I wouldn't go tweeting a player on Twitter. It just doesn't affect me. He's affected you and he's affected Carl. He's done the same thing. I think it's just
his
childish.
behaviour, trying to humiliate and embarrass our football club over and over again, should affect every single Arsenal fan
Can I just
out
say
there
something?
in the land.
If no one spoke about it, it wouldn't even be out there.
But he
because
makes
everyone
it
is.
so we have to talk about
Why?
it. Why? Because
Just
Amanda,
ignore
if someone
him.
attacks you and attacks
PG,
your
how can you say
integrity,
that?
oh,
How
come
can you
on.
say that?
I tell you
could
how I can
say
say that. Because I tell you something, yeah? If someone goes for you, the best thing is silence. Silence.
No, it's not.
It's silence.
Amanda,
Really? Is that how racism works? Is that how the gay movement works? Is that how every movement works against bad things?
That's my
Come
view.
on.
I'm not wrong. It's my view.
No, that's your view. But what I'm saying is,
you don't agree with it.
No, what you say if somebody comes for you is not if somebody comes for Arsenal. It's different.
Absolutely.
Arsenal are different. Arsenal isn't one individual. Arsenal is all of us.
It's a community.
It's all of us. And some people it will affect and some people it won't.
But
I get that.
If someone wants attention, why are you giving it to him? Don't bother. Ignore it. Everyone should ignore him. He'll go away.
He's trying to embarrass the club that we love. That's the difference.
But how can he embarrass the club? We're not bothered about what he says.
No,
no one is.
We actually know there's a lot of us who are bothered about what he says.
You're
Amanda.
wrong on that. You're wrong.
I'm not. I think this sort of outpouring is embarrassing. We don't need to tweet him. We just ignore him and ignore the toxicity that it's bringing, because now it's becoming like Wenger in, Wenger out. That's what's becoming.
Which you were a part of the Wenger out brigade and made
I
it
wasn't
very
vocal.
No, hold on a second.
I never
were very
abused Wenger.
vocal. Stop. Who's abusing Ozil? No one's abusing Ozil. We're just saying that his communication style and his approach to this entire situation is totally misguided. And just as you were very vocal and wanted Wenger out and you gave your opinions on Twitter and on podcasts, we are giving our opinions about Ozil's behavior towards the club, trying to undermine them and embarrass them. If he really wanted to help Gunnosaurus, why didn't he go to club captain? Why didn't he go to Aubameyang and say, yo, bro, let's do this for Gunnosaurus together as a team? Hold on. Why hasn't he? No, but what you're saying is that we should ignore it and not talk about it. I'm sorry, you don't ignore and talk about the biggest headlines in football when you're on a podcast. You just don't.
My biggest headline is that we were 1-0 down and we won 2-1 in our first Europa League match. That's it.
Which we covered before. But you
covered Ozil in the last show. So how many more times?
No.
Oh my God.
It's going to continue.
Hold on. For now, it's still relevant. Listen, something would have to be done. I'm telling you now.
It's going to continue.
Something would have to be done, because let me tell you something. Arsenal aren't going to stand for it.
But did you see?
And as a dressing room, they shouldn't stand for it.
Did you see what Arteta's just said? What Sophie just what Carl said? That's exactly how you handle it. You don't get annoyed. You just go, thanks very much. That's what we want to hear. Because if you do not get to someone...
He's manager of Arsenal Football Club, so he's going to come out with a comment that is like this.
Yes.
Okay,
that's neutral. That's neutral.
That is how the communications team right now are explaining this to Arteta. We got to keep it. We're a global brand with fans across this universe that come from all walks of life. We are not getting to a pissing match with Arteta, with Ozil. But as fans, as people that talk about this, if he hadn't have tweeted what he did, not once, but twice, and then he threw the Wenger message in there, fine. None of us would be. We've talked about the Rapid Vienna game. What else is there to talk about? We played poorly in the first half. Arteta got it right in the second half. We took 3 points. The bigger story today, and this is how the news works, is that Mesut Ozil, one of the highest profile players in the world, who happens to be a player that's not been great for us over the years and earns a lot of money, has once again tried to come out and undermine the club. And we stand for the club. We never stand for the player on the back of the shirt. We love the players who have played for us in the manner in which they've played for us.
We respect them.
We do not respect that. And we will stand up for it.
I would not give him any oxygen. There's too much oxygen given to him, and the whole of social media is going at him. Do you think he cares? Nah, he don't care, and that's it. Let's move on. Seriously, I don't understand.
We're not going to be able to move on until.
So every week, every day, he does a tweet. We're going to be discussing it.
No,
we know what he's going to do.
It's not that. What we're saying is he's coming to a head. It's coming to a head. That's what we're saying. And Arsenal going to have to deal with it. The dressing room. No, Arsenal. What do you mean for fans?
No, hold on. You said it's coming to a head. You said it's coming to a head.
For Arsenal, the football club.
What? Hold on. How can Arsenal stop him cheering on his teammates? Because he's not actually doing anything else.
That it's not that he's cheering on his teammates.
We know that. We know there's an underlying message, but you can't.
No, hold on a minute. Let me just tell you this. If you play for Arsenal, and you do things that harm the name of the club, the club will eventually shut you down. That's what the club will not have you doing what you want as a rogue. It's not the way it works.
Go and
hold on. Can I finish? Can I finish? Yeah. You're going to tell me to go and find your tweet where he said this, that, the other. But it's politics. He is playing politics. PG. That's what he is doing. And it's coming to a head.
Our club.
I'm not
We're
saying
going to defend the club. No, I'm not. Never said you did say he's not. But what I'm saying is, it's coming to a head that either the dressing room is going to deal with him or the club are going to deal with him. Simple as that. And when it comes to that head, it's either the tweet stop or he's out the club. Gardening leave, you pay him, and everybody knows he's nothing to do with Arsenal then.
Okay, so we'll wait and see how long this all takes.
Exactly.
Because if you look at any of his tweets, anyone reading them that is nothing to do with Arsenal would just go, oh, that's nice. He's sitting at home and he's wishing David Luiz well with his header. Oh, he wants Arsenal to win 4-1. But we all know what he's doing. Oh, hold on. We all know. No, but we're Arsenal fans and we're involved in it. We all know that. So if I don't care, I've got my own opinion. You can put up whoever you want. I'm sure there's other people that are sick of talking about Ozil. Whatever. But what I'm saying is that you cannot look at any of those tweets. He's not slagging off Arsenal. He's praising, he wants his teammates to do well. We know there's an underlying message. We know he's throwing his toys out. I am not saying anything different, but I would like to see the club how they can shut him down. If it comes, it will come from a player that says stop. If he respects one of the players and the players say you've got to stop this, then we'll see a difference. I don't think Arsenal can do anything about it. He is not slagging the club off.
He's an employee. He's an employee. Of course Arsenal can.
So if I went on my social media and wished my company well, I'll just say I wish my company well.
No. Because what you do, you look at the entirety of it. You don't just look at a couple of tweets. You look at what's going on over the period. Right, and when you look at what's going on over the period, all of a sudden he never wished his team well at Man City. He never wished his team well before that. No, but all of a sudden,
why didn't Arsenal shut it down when he sent that message out saying I'm not allowed to play?
That's why.
Because that is word.
Sorry, you froze there.
You froze. Say that again.
Sorry. Why haven't Arsenal shut him down after that message he typed last week saying I'm not allowed to play? That is more controversial than anything he's done today.
Arsenal Football Club don't want to get sucked into a.
Kev says they're going to shut him down.
You think the Coca-Cola
they are now. They have to now. Yeah. They have to now. They have to now. So it's like the dressing room's going to get him, or the club's going to get him.
I think we'll see. I think the tweets might lessen because a player will say enough. You know, it's affecting the fan base. It's turning us where we wanted us to all come together with Arteta, you know, which we were doing, and the fact that we got Partey, it's like it's diverting it into his attention. All I'm saying is when a kid screams for attention, you don't give it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what happens when a kid screams for attention? It now cause a distraction.
Depends on your personality, Kev, doesn't it?
No, PG, not you. You could be in a restaurant and your kid is kicking off. You could ignore it, but people around you are not. Right? So let's have it right.
My kid would then be outside with me.
Well, exactly. You have to deal with it. That's what we're saying Arsenal have to do.
But is it affecting Arsenal? We don't know, do we? They're probably not even like, I don't know. I don't know whether he's still at the club because he is causing so much controversy at the moment.
Well, we've tried to sell him. We've tried to send him out on loan. We've also tried to
come to a
financial compromise with him. He's embarrassing.
He's embarrassing our club.
The embarrassment, you know.
I don't know. I mean, I think I'm just a little bit different. I see things slightly different. I've always been taught to ignore because that is the worst than anyone going at you. Always.
Sometimes you can't ignore what is in front of you because at some point when you see the same thing over and over again, and you know me, I've never directly tweeted him. And today I was like, oh my goodness. As a PR person in entertainment for 25 plus years, I'm so sick and tired of his spinning. And I was like, dude, come on. You're actually now sending out predictions the day after what happened. And then at halftime, he doubled down on it. Come on. You can't, at some point, you've got to say to yourself, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? It's not going to help anyone. And then the fact that he was still trying to insinuate yesterday that he wants to come back. Really, under Unai Emery and Freddie and Arteta, how many training sessions did you have the opportunity to prove that you were ready to come back and play in this team? How many?
Sorry, I think I froze or you did. I don't know.
Maybe Ozil froze for 2+ years.
I think we can just agree to disagree. You two feel one way, I feel another. I just want to ignore it and I want to talk about Arsenal.
All right, then go on. Talk about Arsenal. What do you want to say? We're moving on from Ozil.
Well, we've done nearly an hour. We don't need to do any more, do we? We've spoken about the game. It's fantastic. We've got Leicester coming up.
Listen, by the way, there ain't no agree to disagree. I don't believe in all that nonsense, right?
No, you wouldn't.
You've agreed. No, but you've agreed that it is affecting Arsenal, and if it affects some of the Arsenal fan base.
It's not. I don't think it's affected Arsenal at all. I think some fans have just gone like mental about it. There's thousands and thousands tweeting him saying,
hold on a minute. So you're saying it doesn't affect none of the Arsenal fan base?
No, I didn't. I said some of the Arsenal fan base.
Right, that's what I just said. So you're telling me it doesn't affect some of the Arsenal fan base?
Well, do you know what though? Everyone gets affected. Wenger affected half the Arsenal fan base.
No, but this is an Arsenal community. We are Arsenal. This is my point.
The club can't go, oh, some of the Arsenal fan base are upset. We need to do something. They don't want him there as much as none of us do. So I don't know the answer. Unless someone gets hold of him closely and says, stop, I can't see it.
What if we'd have lost today?
That's what we just said.
We would have got so much abuse if we would have lost. I don't know what's happened since.
And that was if you can see past two of his chess moves at halftime, that's the road he was going down. But he was actually, I'm telling you right now, I see this. I've been in the PR game long enough. his angle was not to support the club. His angle was to show how the club is missing him.
But where have I
player like
disagreed
him.
with you? I've not disagreed with you. I know there's underlying to every single tweet. The minute he came out and said he would pay the wages of our mascot was the minute I went, oh my God, this is just going to be a nightmare.
That was one of many. That was one of many.
But for me, that was the icing on the cake.
You said today you didn't want to talk about him or that it's irrelevant, but it is. It's so relevant what he's doing and the way he's trying to undermine the club. It's hugely relevant. You know, he's completely utilising.
Do you know what? I'd love to know if the club think he's trying to undermine them, because since that statement, they should have come out and made a statement. They should have.
How many statements are they going to make about Mesut Ozil?
Well, they've never made a statement. Arteta gets
so the one that they do make is the one that finishes it.
How long, Kev, do we have to wait?
I don't know, but I'm telling you now, you cannot get away against a big institution. Going one guy going against the institution that is Arsenal. No.
But if you read his tweet,
you can't just leave it. You can't just leave him to carry on and do it. No chance. No way.
And
so
look, Mike,
let's see.
Look what Mike said. It's not division, Mike. It's opinion.
It's not division. I'm not.
Not division at all.
Differently. But this is
normally we disagree on loads of things. I'm not.
This is his mantra.
But we're not divided. We don't care about him. I don't care enough, I'm afraid. So sorry, I don't. But all I'm saying is, right, Arsenal should have come out quite a while ago and dealt with this, and they haven't. And I don't think they're that bothered about him. They don't. Anyway,
I think Arsenal tried to deal with it. Arsenal tried to deal with it by getting rid of him. And then Arsenal dealt with it by, obviously, the manager. The manager said, look, it's not going to be in my squad.
If they feel that he is undermining the club.
It's not going to be in my Premier League squad.
And I think Matthew says it really well.
And that's
looking for a tip for that.
We're not
into that. Right then, this is going to go on because he's going to carry on. This is what's going to happen. He will tweet before games. He will tweet at halftime. He's petulant. He's immature.
Well, let's see.
And you know, the day after a monumental piece of news breaks, he makes his statement. He wants to do that. And here's the scoop. Going forward, what Amanda says is correct going forward. To ignore it tonight would have been a mistake as a show to not discuss Ozil's tweets. But going forward, what Amanda is saying is right in that we need to start blocking him out. And I think as time moves on from the news and what's broken, that will happen, Amanda. But for now, in terms of what he's done tonight and the things he said and the way he tries to manipulate fans and play the fans against the club, not cool at all. He's made this so much more than this is about football. Our podcast last night was about football, the footballer. This has got nothing to do with anything else than the fact that as a footballer, he's regressed and he's not been the same since the World Cup and his fallout with Germany. And that's the truth.
Okay.
So, Sophie, PG, you know something? If Mesut Ozil would have put the work in, but failed, there's nothing we could say.
Right.
There's nothing we could say, but he hasn't. And because a player with that talent, we know his talent, but it's the application. This is the difference. Unai Emery, Freddie, and now Arteta have dropped him, right?
Okay, so
because he doesn't because he doesn't apply himself how is needed right now. He's not present news. He's not future news. He's old news. And he's just keeping himself in the fan base's vision. Because, yes, he does have a lot of fans. Of course he does. But a lot of those fans weren't Arsenal fans before.
But can I just ask the question, have both of you unfollowed him then?
I've never followed him in the first place.
I unfollowed him last year. I unfollowed him when he started disrespecting Emery, and you guys know how we all felt about Unai Emery. I'm sorry. He's disrespect to Emery, and Emery was manager of Arsenal Football Club, and
So-
I gave him.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry, go on. Go on.
No, I felt like there was a reason why Emery benched him and didn't start him. And there were things that at the time I told you guys that we had heard about what may have been going on. And, you know, I just wasn't into the Ozil PR machine. There's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth.
Absolutely. But
And
I'm not.
each side doesn't want to hear the truth sometimes, and that's the goddamn truth.
But let's just get one thing straight that's probably not coming across. I do agree with both of you. He's got to be stopped. He's got to be out, and it needs to stop. It all has to be about Arsenal, and we don't want our club embarrassed. But my point is, I don't know how they can stop him because he's not doing anything defamatory at all. We know there's an underline, of course. We want it to stop. But if everyone just blocked him that was so irate about all of this, you'll never see anything.
No, but it gets retweeted. And
Not if you block him.
And the
if you block him, it won't.
No, but the news cover it. And then you feel like a mama bear. You want to protect your club, just like you would protect your friend. Because Arsenal are part of our lives, you know, they're a big part of our lives. You have to tell your partner sometimes, oh, I'm going to cover this game. I'm going to watch this game. And
do you know what? They're big enough to look after themselves.
Do you know what? We just got different ways of dealing with it.
Yes,
all.
Exactly. For me, the best thing, the most annoying thing for anyone who's coming at you is to ignore them because that's not what they want. No, but that's not what they want. But do you know what,
but that's you as an individual, PG. Arsenal are not just one person. Arsenal are a whole global community.
It's not easy to ignore when you're upset about something and protective of something, but it is the best thing. I know I'm probably, if any of my friends were watching this, like close friends would go, you're so hypocritical because you do not get your mouth out.
I know that.
I think Big Gunner D's come up with one of the best ideas. He needs a reality TV show. That is where he's at right now.
ITVB could do it. That would be quite funny.
Absolutely.
I've learned over the years, as getting older, the best thing is to ignore it. Just winds people up more, even though it's hard for me to do that.
You can't ignore something. Same thing. We stood up for the club when Sanchez acted the way he did. We will continue to defend the club when we will also criticize the club when they're wrong. And we've done Sanchez, that a lot in the last 10 years.
We got shed loads of money for Sanchez and he fucked up at United. So we didn't get
he learned the hard way too. His career's never been the same since he left Arsenal.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of players, Petit, Kleb, count them. How many that thought the grass was greener on the other side when they left Arsenal Football Club and it wasn't the case. And unfortunately, Mesut Ozil gave up on football. We never gave up on him. He gave up on football.
Well, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out because I don't think Arsenal are going to do a goddamn thing and you two do. So we'll have to wait and see. And I may be sitting in 2 weeks' time going, yep, you're right. Arsenal came out and we're proud of them. But I don't know what they can do. He's not doing anything defamatory. He's just wishing his teammates luck, and that's how he'll say it.
Underhanded.
Of course there is.
Well, then don't say he's not doing anything defamatory. He's doing something that's completely underhanded.
Not in a court of law, he's not. He's not. He's wishing his team well.
Is he? Come on, Amanda.
No.
Why hasn't he done that for every single game?
To me.
No,
you're not
why
listening to me.
No, why hasn't he done that for every single game?
That can't be used in a court of law, Soph. If he has done something defamatory, that will be used.
Okay, Amanda, can I ask you one question?
I can't believe this is all about Ozil.
Let me ask you one question.
Of course, he made it about him.
By Arsenal.
Sorry, I can't hear you, Kev. Say that again.
No. But you've asked the question, so I'm going to ask you a question. You've asked the question. What has he done? That's wrong. So I'm going to ask you a question. The fact that he's sending out social media posts with him not in an Arsenal kit, but in another kit, is that correct? Yes or no?
No. I wouldn't wear.
That's all right, is it? Or that is...
No, I wouldn't wear a rival top for my business. No.
No, what I'm saying is, it's like you being employed for somebody. And obviously, part of what you do is you promote the football club, don't you?
Yeah.
The social media that you send out, you promote the football club.
Yeah.
You send a post out of you in a rival's outfit.
Have you not just heard what I
Is
said?
that correct?
I said no.
Right.
No, but
So
it builds up to what you're saying. Doesn't matter.
So obviously, he's done some things wrong. This is the point.
You can't be
So
sacked
when
for
you-
that, though.
I never said sacked.
Actually,
We said
some people would
stop.
be. If a Coca-Cola
stop.
executive wore a Pepsi-Cola shirt,
So
at
why
an
have they
event,
not stopped him,
they
Kev?
would get kicked.
No, because
That was a
because
couple of
they
weeks
don't.
ago.
It's not tit for tat. It is not tit for tat. They're just trying to say, all right, let it go. Now they've dropped the bomb. He's out of the squads. The bomb's dropped. He's hurting. That's why he's doing what he's doing. So now we're going to find out. It's coming to a head. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Let's see. And we'll see how far Arsenal let this go. I don't think they can do much.
Well done, Abiodun. Always a voice of reason in our chat. I was an Arsenal fan before Ozil was born, and Amanda was an Arsenal fan before anyone was born. Okay, don't you guys ever forget that. And it's the same Kelvin left when he did. We need Kelvin. We need Kelvin.
Mama Princess gone get you.
Don't. My mum's side of the family are Tottenham.
All right.
Jeez.
We've gone.
Listen to this. My
5 minutes
granddad,
over.
my granddad, or my mum's dad was one of the very first season ticket holders at Tottenham. How mental is that? Then my dad came in the family, and it was just us for Arsenal. So yeah. So unfortunately, my mum's side, but my dad is. I don't know how my dad feels about Ozil. Actually, he probably just thinks
Maybe
he's
we'll
not really
get him on the next show. We'll get him on a WhatsApp. Just have him send us a WhatsApp audio and we'll play it.
Ladies, can we quickly move on to Leicester?
Yeah, let's quickly move on.
Wait, we're going to do Leicester. Are we doing Leicester now? We've gone 106. We're way over.
No, let's just do Leicester now because it's Sunday.
You guys want to do a prediction for Leicester and then we'll do Leicester post-game, yeah? Okay, go on then. You two take it away real quick in a nutshell. Go on.
Arsenal going to beat Leicester. We have to beat Leicester. And we're going to beat Leicester. There you go. We're going to.
I think it's going to be a draw.
How did we know?
Well, you weren't right against City. You'd have taken a draw.
I'm not. Listen, I wanted us to win.
Are we home or away?
And I don't. I agree with Darren. I said
we're home. Okay, come on, everyone. Throw in your predictions in the group here. Wayne says 2-1. Two Extreme says 3-1. We had a great record against Leicester. It hasn't been as great as it was, but they're definitely a team that we usually have the upper hand on. They've not been great
as well, by the way. Yeah, they're struggling. Yeah.
We got Kojabo Berlin at 2-0. Ray says a close 2-1 win. PG always says a draw. He knows you quite well.
Not always, no.
We got Paul Loveday at 2-2. David at 2-1. And thanks for everyone who's tuning in from all corners of the earth, by the way. We always appreciate you
and
very
I'm
much.
sure you all don't agree with me about Ozil because you're all getting upset about it.
We got G-Funk at 2-0. We want everyone to have their voice heard here before we go away. 2-0 from Gilberto. Tracy says 2-1. We got Yao here with 3-0. In general, we're saying, everyone, even Frank Gunner says 1-0 to the Gunners. So you guys, everyone sounds very optimistic about the weekend.
Leicester, Sunday evening after we played Rapid Vienna.
I'm going to go for a 3-2 to the Gunners.
Cool. And what's yours, Kev? What's the score?
I'm going 3-1. I'm going 3-1. Arsenal.
I'm going 2-2.
Yeah.
Upset about it.
That's your score. That's your score this year. Is 2-2 PG. You can go back and look at any of the other shows. Progress Moses, thank you. Tawana 4-1. Matthew 2-0 to VAR. And how about we end it on G-Funk Mix? I love my club, win or lose, but I always want us to win. If you want to have your voice heard, join us on Twitter. And Jose, you're right. Hit that like button and let us know how much you've enjoyed the show, whether it's good feedback or bad feedback.
Oh, I can't wait for the comments.
We cannot. We love all feedback. We know sometimes when we're superb, when we're obnoxious, and when we're generally actually very super breezy and calm, like a California sunset.
I'll give you one piece of advice. Ignore Ozil and you'll be very happy.
All right,
of
then.
you.
And with that said, there's only one way to leave the proceedings. Love you guys. And Amanda?
Always Arsenal.